This week's Torah portion talks about mishpotim, civil laws. What are the discussions about? How we are supposed to treat those that are weakest in our community. In those days, slavery was a reality due to hunger, to war, to the limits of food and other essentials, and therefore slavery was part of the reality of life. However, the first rules of civil law govern the laws of slaves. How come? And the answer is that a society is judged not how they treat the upper echelons of society. It's judged by how you treat those that are the weakest, those who are the neediest. How do you treat them? And that determines who you really are, what your character is. Why do I say this lesson at such a time? Because I want to reflect upon our president and upon his cohorts. The United States is a superpower. It is approximately 3.6 plus, maybe 3.7 million square miles. It's a shade smaller than Canada and the People's Republic of China. And we are the most powerful economy in the world and the number one military in the world. That being said, we are under attack by Muslim extremists. And the reason why the president gives them short shrift is because even if they were to get atomic weapons, there's very little that they can really do to us, because we have the capacity to destroy them, to destroy their centers. And so the President of the United States considers them nuisances. But other countries are intimidated by them, especially the state of Israel. Israel is smaller than New Jersey. It has 8 million citizens, 1.5 million Arab citizens. The country of Israel can be wiped out within 15 minutes were Iran to get a nuclear weapon. Even if one weapon would hit, it would contaminate all the water systems. It would make Israel unlivable. Now, why would Iran want to do that when it knows that there are 1.5 million Arabs there? The answer is because the Muslims don't care about the lives of their brothers as long as they kill the infidel. So Israel really has a life and death issue facing it, and this country doesn't. So when the president says that Netanyahu is not welcome to come to speak before Congress, what essentially he's saying is, I don't care about his country. And the Democrats who say that they're going to boycott Netanyahu's speech, this is not a political statement. This is a statement that you don't care about what happens to the state of Israel. Now, I know that most of the people who will not go will be members of the Black Caucus. That's very, very sad, because it was Jews and Jewish money that helped support a lot of the advancements of civil rights. And the country of Israel is the only country in the Middle East that has true religious and racial equality. There are white Jews and and yellow Jews, and brown Jews, and black Jews. I went to yeshiva with black Jews and brown Jews, and they were treated the same as anyone else. Israel is a country of civil tolerance, a country of equality. Instead of criticizing Israel, one should come to Israel's defense. What is the basis and the reasoning for the president's indifference? One of two things. Either he is an Arabist and wants the Arab world to succeed in its conquest, or else he's an anti-Semite. Because being anti-Israel is the equivalent of being anti-Jew. I know that this is a harsh criticism, and the president would object because he had a wonderful voting record for Israel. And some of his best friends who work with him are Jewish. So how can you accuse him of being an anti-Jew? When you say some of my best friends are Jewish, we know that you're a closet anti-Semite. A person is judged not by what he says and not by how he smiles, but a person is judged by what he does. The policies of this president have put Israel in danger and continue to do so. Telling Netanyahu that he's not welcome is trying to say to him, I don't care about your security. I care only about my policy and my legacy in the future. And that legacy in the future really does not depend upon whether Israel exists or not. That's what you think. But the Bible says otherwise. And I believe in the Bible. And I believe that Israel will succeed. And all those who attack Israel, whether verbally or physically, will be reduced to dishonor and disdain. And it's up to you, my president. You are the president, my president, for another close to 2 years. You have the power in your hands as to whether the history of this country will be to protect the lives of those who hold freedom, equality, and justice dear, or whether you will lick the behinds of those who will kill the infidels, which includes not just Jews, but Christians such as yourself.